And we're live a little early. And the reason why we're live a little early is because
Oh, that was brilliant.
we had to get out of this video just to explain to you there is a really bad storm here, and we're getting all kinds of warnings that the stream is at risk. So the reason why we're saying this is if we stop, it's because of the storm, and then we'll come right back and we'll see if we can reconnect. So, but hey, if there's any problems with the stream, let us know. Let us know. Vinny's here. Good to see you, Vinny. Byron Taylor, how's the new album? I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, he sent me the new single. It's so good.
Oh, why didn't you put it to why didn't you send it to me?
Yeah, Byron, you got to send it to John too.
Or you could forward it from me. Anyway.
Well,
yeah.
I didn't know if it was, don't share it with anybody.
Yeah.
So
but
I didn't want to disrespect.
Especially me. No, that's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. So first of all, let's say, congratulations, Byron. Sherry is here on John McMurtry's account. So Sherry, all you got to do is set up a Gmail address and then sign on to YouTube and you're good to go.
Yeah.
We were telling the same thing to Didi Barcello. She still hasn't figured out how to do it. I said, there's got to be a computer geek in your family. It will take you minutes. Let's see. Jazzy D55. Good evening. I don't remember who you are. If you're new, identify yourself. And welcome to that jazz show, everybody. Gwen says, my grass looks like it's trying for a blonde dye job. Very good. No, it's bad. It's a storm. So when me and Claudia were doing our test, I said, there's a bad storm here. I don't know if it's coming from the south or the north, but if it hasn't hit you yet, it's going to hit you soon. And then 2 minutes later, she was like, holy cow. So I thought the storm was gone. And then it came back, and now we're having problems. So let us know. If the stream is not working right, let us know. Okay, so.
Oh, Jazzy D is Denise.
Oh, Denise. Denise Mack, of course. Good to see you, Denise. And welcome everyone to that jazz show.
Of course, Gwen told us because she knows everything.
That's right, she does. And we're glad. We're glad she does. Thank you, Denise. Okay, so how you doing? What a couple of crazy weeks we had. You know,
I know, right?
I was in Arizona for a week. It was 113 degrees every day. So I found a watering hole called the Alamo, and I was going there every afternoon. I was having a good time. A couple of pictures with me and brother Jim Nistico was there, and we had a very good time.
Wait, do you remember the Alamo? See what I did there? Come on.
Well, you know what I just did there? I just moved the pointer away from your nose. I had the pointer on your nose.
Oh, yeah. That'll happen.
It was just touching your nose. It was actually being very nice. Yeah, so I was there, and I was looking at different places, and I was enjoying myself with some friends, and I got to hear some music. And even at 113 degrees, boy, what a great town Fountain Hills is. I really like that place. I was considering relocating there. I'm having second thoughts, but that's another discussion. In the meantime, on the way home, guess what I did? I did something. You're going to get mad at me when I tell you what I did.
What'd you do?
I was at one of the airport restaurants. It was a nice restaurant. And I saw something on the menu with a picture that looked really interesting.
Oh, no.
I ordered a fajita.
Oh, did you forget?
No, I didn't forget. For those of you who don't know, Gwen says, oh, no, did you make a friend again?
Yeah, see? Thank you, Gwen.
Oh, my God. Where's the theme? Here we go. Oh, it was just terrible. It was a terrible experience. And it's time for John's big, fat, stupid mouth. Actually, it's not. John's big, fat, stupid head this time. So, Claudia and I went to a Mexican restaurant with our friend Joe. We were just coming home from a video gig. And I ordered a fajita. And they ordered 2 burritos, and they got these big, beautiful burritos. And the guy brings me out this dish, and there was chicken here, there was meat here, there was rice here, and everything was. And there were a couple of flour tortillas.
Yeah.
And I said, "What's this?" And she said, "That's a fajita." I said, "Well, they didn't put it together." She said, "They're not supposed to." I said, "What do you mean they're not supposed to? What am I supposed to do? Put it together? This is a restaurant. They're supposed to do it." She goes, "But that's how it's served." I said, "I don't like it that way." She goes, "Well, that's how it works." I said, "Hang on a second. If I was at a sushi bar, I would be justified to be equally angry if they brought me out like, a dozen worms and a fishing rod. I'm going to the restaurant." So anyway, I was in the restaurant in the airport, and the picture of the fajita, it had everything wrapped up and all lined up very nicely. So I ordered it, and they brought it out, and it wasn't assembled. So I said to the guy working there, I said, this is not put together. He said, well, it's a fajita. You're not supposed to do that. I said, yeah, but, the pictures. He said, yeah, well, that's what it looks like when you did it. I said, can you ask the chef to put it together? He said, yeah, you know what? He doesn't do that. I said, okay, fine. I nibbled on it a bit, but I'm sitting in an airport with a computer hanging from my neck, a saxophone hanging from my back, a big suitcase between my legs, and I'm supposed to grab onions and start putting this stuff together in the airport. I can't do it. So I took a couple nibbles, and I said, thank you. I paid my check, and I left. So I wasted about $30.
But okay, but that's what a fajita is. For some reason, and also, I mean, I don't mind that. That means I get to make it the way I want it.
Yeah, but if you're in an airport with all this luggage and people say, oh, and then the other problem is, so I have the picture of the guy. I don't have. I took a picture of this guy. I should have put it up.
Oh, the
guy sitting next to me was wearing shorts. Now I did send Claudia a picture of that. The guy was wearing shorts, and his naked knee kept bumping into me. And I just kept feeling his knee, and I looked down and I saw his knee had no clothes on, and I was horrified, and I just had to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, okay,
Okay,
fair.
So here's the happy ending. I walked past another bar, and look what I saw. The perfect pair. Now, I don't like the word brewski, but it said a Chicago-style dog and a brewski. It had jalapenos on it, onions. It had a sour relish, not a sweet relish, and a pickle and mustard. And I ordered that, and the guy said, well, you get 2 of them for $12. I said, I can't eat 2. He said, well, that's what you get. I said, just bring me 1. He said, no, you got to get 2. I said, okay. And he said, you're not allowed to put ketchup on it. It's a Chicago thing. I said, okay, fine, no problem. So the guy sitting next to me is eating, and he's got his AirPods in, and he's like talking to somebody. He's doing this. And I just went, hey, I'm getting 2 hot dogs. I don't want 2. Do you want the other one? And the guy was like, no, thank you. Like there was something wrong with me. Okay, fine. So the 2 hot dogs come out, and then he looks over and he's like, you know what? If you still
really,
if you still want to give that away, I'll take it. I said, please take it, because I'm just going to throw it out. So, and that was it. And here's what it looked like in real life. Take a look at this. Is that beautiful? Is that is? Oh, and there was a tomato on it too. It was absolutely gorgeous, but I couldn't eat 2
So
of those.
it was like salad.
Right. It was a hot dog.
Wow.
Salad.
What are those little peppers too? That looks really good.
There were jalapenos. There were jalapeno peppers on it.
Whoa.
Take another look at that. It was absolutely gorgeous. So I ate 1 hot dog. I ate a couple of the French fries, because I don't really eat a lot of French fries, especially when I'm traveling. I don't want to eat a lot. I just want to fill my stomach enough so that when I get on the plane, I'll fall asleep, which I did. So that was my tale of adventure. Let's see, where is it? Where are the tales of adventure? Here it is. John and Claudia's Tales of Adventure. You had an interesting tale of adventure this week.
Didn't I, though?
Didn't I?
So should I just tell the whole story?
Yeah, well,
and then you can show the pictures as we come up, on the stages of. So last week, I'm getting myself ready for my day. It's about 10 in the morning, and I go into my kitchen to wash my breakfast dishes, and there's dirt on my sink, in the sink.
Oh no!
I'm like, what is going on here? So I don't think much of it. I walk away. I come back. Water starts coming up through the drain from the not clogged, because I didn't run the sink. It just started coming up through the drain.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh, that doesn't sound so good. So I take a video of it and I send it to the super, and I say, hey, can you help me with this? Because I don't know what's going on here. And he said, sure, I'll be over in a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, I walk away, I come back, water's still coming up, and now it's black. And it's greasy and it's disgusting.
I know, we're looking at it.
It keeps coming. It just keeps coming up. So I had to get a bucket from under my sink and take the water out and put it in the bathtub and keep doing that till the super showed up. So finally he shows up with, I don't know, another 5 or 10 minutes where it was just about to go over the edge of the sink onto the floor, So he comes over. He's like, yeah, something about me sharing a plumbing line with the apartment behind me, and that he had to do that again. He already had to do that like 10 years ago. I'm like, all right, well, as long as you only have to do it every 10 years, that's okay. But imagine, now, good thing for me, I was home. And if I had left and then that happened and I came home 12 hours later, this apartment would have been destroyed.
Oh, no. And that would mean only one thing.
Only one thing.
You'd have to call our friends over at Royal Adjuster. Yes, Royal Adjuster is a private insurance. love it before we say that.
Was that our best segue yet? Come on.
I think so.
From a true story.
Oh, okay. Cole Khan, jazz and music. I'm doing the same thing. I haven't figured out how to be myself. Which Cole is this?
That's Tim Burr.
Oh, Tim, how are you?
Read
Tim?
the rest of the message. Yeah.
So I'm masquerading as my talented 16-year-old. Normally they call me Tim. Tim Burr. Well, it's good to see you, Tim. Great. And welcome to that jazz show. By the way, tell your friends about that jazz show. They will thank you for it. You know, we're trying to build up a whole new audience here. We're starting right from the beginning. Anyway, so back
Did you show both pictures? Did
Yes,
you show the
I
video
did.
and then the other picture?
What I like about this picture is at the very bottom, I can just see your hands with the camera in the reflection of the sludge.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Which, you know, see, that's so Claudia. And why am I saying that? Because you were conscious about the reflection. If it was my sink, it would be like me with an dirty undershirt, cigar sticking out of my mouth. Ah! I wouldn't even realize. Well, I for some reason, I felt like I needed proof for my super to come over. But thankfully, I have the best super in the world that no matter what's going on, he's like, yeah, I'll be right over. Well, folks,
every time.
If that ever happens to you, super or not, you want some super service?
We're going to call. Yeah.
You're going to call the super folks over at Royal Adjuster. Royal Adjuster is a private insurance adjuster. They work for the insurance company. They work for you. And they don't work for the insurance company. They work for you. Rather than them sending their own adjuster, Royal Adjuster will do the assessment for you, whether it's water damage, weather damage, fire, smoke damage, theft and vandalism. Royal Adjuster will be there to represent you. They assess, they file, they negotiate. You get paid. It's that simple. The insurance companies are happy to see Aaron Ross and his associates. And we're going to tell you more about Royal Adjuster when we come back. But right now, here's this week's Instagram Digest, courtesy of Royal Adjuster.
Eis aqui este sambinha, feito numa nota só. Outras notas vão entrar, mas a base é uma só. Essa outra consequência do que acabo de dizer. Como sou a consequência inevitável de você. Quanta gente existe por aí que fala tanto e não diz nada, ou quase nada. Já me utilizei de todo esse cali, no final não sobrou nada, não deu em nada. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Now the walls are closing in.
I know your eyes in the morning sun.
Claudia.
I love you.
Claudia.
I love you.
Yay.
देखते हैं तन मेरा मन में चुभती है नजर होठ से जाते उनके नर्म होठों से मगर गिनती रहती हूँ मैं अपने करवटों के सिलसिले क्या करूँ कैसे कहूँ रात कब कैसे ढले
Gwen is right. The baby wins.
Yeah, the baby totally wins. Especially in the absence of puppies, the
I
baby
know.
wins.
Well, I found a couple of puppies this week, but I thought we'd take a break from puppies and kind of move over, get a baby in there somewhere. So we thought that was great. Hey, Mr. Crizzle, Jay Crizzle is here. Good to see you. Welcome back to That Jazz Show. We also want to say hi to Christy Norder. She said
we
that
do.
bridge always scares me. I think she's talking about One Note Samba. Yes, it's a tricky bridge, that's for sure. Let's see. Who else is here that we didn't say hi to? That's
Well,
about
let's
it.
see.
We said hi to Buddy Green.
We said hi to and Vinny.
And Vinny? Okay, great. Yep. Christy Norder says, yep. Yeah, it's a tricky bridge. Okay, so speaking of bridges, there's a lot of rain here, and sometimes the bridge goes out, you get stuck in your house, and sometimes the water gets in your basement, sometimes the water gets in your house, and that's when it's time to call our friends at Royal Adjuster. Royal Adjuster is a private and personal adjustment insurance adjuster where they assess and they assess the damage and they send a report to the I'm just tripping all up. Let's get out of this a minute. Let's try this again, shall we?
Okay.
Royal
I'm
Adjuster
listening.
is a private insurance adjuster. Whether it's water damage, weather damage, fire and smoke damage, theft and vandalism, www.royaladjuster.com will be there to represent you. How do they do it? They assess the damage, they file, they negotiate, and you get paid. Yes, they negotiate. They negotiate with the insurance company. The insurance company is happy to see them. Aaron Ross and his associates do not have to bang on the desk and demand money. The insurance companies are glad to see them show up with an accurate report because they know your possessions before they get damaged. An insurance company's adjuster is going to get there after the flood. So you want to call our friends over at Royal Adjuster, and you can also download and install their smartphone app. It doesn't cost you anything. It makes you a VIP member. It puts you in the loop. www.royaladjuster.com, the sponsor of this week's and every week's Instagram Digest. So somebody said, where's the jazz? I think Vinny said it.
We got your jazz
We
right
got your jazz.
here.
Here comes some jazz right now. This we actually had on the On Deck Circle for a couple of weeks, and it got cut for time. This is, I think, it's from 1961, and this is Toshiko playing solo piano, and this is called The Village. That is just incredible playing.
That's so good. And
Wow.
we made it through that one. Jeez.
Yeah, we made it through that one. Well, I tested all of these. You know, sometimes you test them and I test them and it says YouTube gives you permission, or when we have the opportunity, we go directly to the owner and they give us permission. And so far, so good. Byron says he sent us some other stuff. That's great, Byron. And we
more music. That's great.
Can't wait to hear it. And
I know I'm sad I wasn't able to record with him, but what I heard from the string players is freaking amazing.
I bet it was great. I can't wait to hear it. Let's see. Somebody said she plays like Sarah. Gwen said that. I agree, Gwen. By the way, I spoke to our friend Sarah just yesterday, and Sarah's got another book coming. You know, Sarah wrote about 20 books. Did you know that?
Like instructional books?
Yeah, piano books. If you go on Amazon,
so
she's got so
cool.
many books, and they're great books, and I have a few of them. They're excellent. Sarah Sion. I wish I had pictures of them here. So, of course, that was the great Toshiko, and that, I think it was 1961. I don't even know what show it was on. It was one of those European films I was able to find.
Oh,
Let's see. Who else is here that we didn't say hi to? Ooh, that's pretty much it. Okay, so you want to know what? You know what it's time for?
Yep, I do. I got the script.
It's time for funny stuff from our friends. Yes, funny stuff from our friends. You guys send us some funny stuff and we share it, and we're just enjoying it. Keep them coming. And we have 3 goodies this week. But first, let's play out the theme for funny stuff from our friends. I wrote that. Do you remember when I put that together?
I thought we were just going to call it funny stuff from Gwen.
Funny stuff from Gwen. When we did the first week, we were going to do funny stuff from our friends. About an hour before the show, I said to Claudia, I said, you know, we got the the screen, but we don't have any music for it. I said, I'll be right back. And I ran to the piano, just went, boom, and I put it on my iPhone.
That's fantastic.
I just flew it in, and there we go. Okay, so the first one, which is really cool. This is from saxophonist and mouthpiece maker Adam Nywood. And this is really, really funny. He's been posting some funny stuff these days. I didn't know he was such a funny guy. Anyway, here it is. It's a shot of a bass player who is not very thrilled. Take a look at his face. Well, let's read the caption. It says, when you see 12 sax players walk into the jam session. And for those of you who go to jam sessions, that's why I don't go to jam sessions. All these sax players standing around like they think that.
That's why there's only 12 and not 13, I guess, huh?
I guess so. Okay, the next one is from our good friend Jack Radovich, who shared.
Oh, nice.
Jack from Arizona, the Grand Canyon State, who I was just with last week. He sent me this. Now, this meme will never die. It's the 2 girls pointing and the cat on the other side.
And the cat, yeah.
And, you know, I thought this meme was gone forever, but this was really good. So she's screaming. And then the caption is, you said no more guitars. And the cat said, no, I said no. More guitars. That's very funny. Oh, my gosh. Isn't that great? Now, this one I just saw today, and I almost fell off my chair. This one's from Gwen. It's a guy on a cell phone, clearly blind, and he says, you sent me the wrong guide dog. And let's look at the next frame. And there's the dog, and he goes, this is a Magritte painted in 1964, so he's a guide dog.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God. It's so stupid, but it's so funny. Because the reason why it's funny, you know when you look at something for like 20 seconds and then it just hits you and you just start laughing?
Yeah.
Let's take a look
again. We call that a joke grenade.
Oh, is that what that's called? You sent me the wrong guide dog. This is a Magritte. That's fantastic. I love it. Look at the dog's face.
He's so happy. The dog's so happy.
And that is this week's funny stuff from our friends. Thanks, guys, for sharing it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. And we'll share them. We want to remind you, let me just get my drink, that we are taking our summer break after this week.
Yep. And
we came up with a schedule. What we're going to do, let me get my phone to make sure I got this right. Next week, not next week, but the week after, on the 31st, you said? I think I wrote it down. Yeah. July 31st and August 14th, we're going to run a rerun, and we'll be hanging out with you guys. So on those 2 nights, we will have an event, if you will. Just so that we have some reason to hang out. I wish I could do it every week, but honestly, I'm going up to the Adirondacks, and I kind of don't want to. So I want to take a break. And Claudia's busy with her show. And by the way, the show is doing great. And congratulations on that. Let's see. We got photos from the show here.
You got new photos from the show?
Not new photos, but It's Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club. It's doing great. It's selling out every night. It's breaking records every week. And our own Claude is in the orchestra, and she's playing not only violin but banjo. So congratulations on the success of the show, Claudia.
I had to write down in the calendar when we were doing the greatest hits or the repeats. So
Or maybe I'll put together.
So we both remember to show up.
Or maybe we'll just put together a medley of something. But we'll get together twice before we come back, and then we're coming back on. I put my phone down.
August. Wait, I know this one. August 20.
It's gonna be.
I got this
one. It's
one.
going to be a Tuesday.
27th.
We're coming back. That's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming back Tuesday the 27th because we both have gigs on the 28th and we could not rearrange our schedule. Then after that, we'll be back to Wednesdays. So, you know what I like to do? I found something really cool. You know, I love these vintage videos. I love these videos from...
Oh, yes.
Oh, this is so beautiful. By the way, Moshe, I don't know if you're here, but we just want to say happy birthday to Moshe.
Happy birthday, Moshe.
Everybody just send Moshe a Facebook message and tell him happy birthday.
If you have his number, send him a text. He'll be really happy to hear from you. Wishing him a happy birthday.
I found a Facebook page. You want to see the picture again? Happy birthday, Moshe. There it is. It's Moshe's birthday. I found a Facebook.
Next time you print the picture, will you put a little party hat on his head?
And a little streamer coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
All right, that's perfect. I found a Facebook page called History in Color, and they take old photos and old videos, and I think it's just user uploaded. And they post some really good things. Check out History in Color. And this week they shared something from Amsterdam, 1931. They found some old footage and they restored it. And it's just fantastic.
So cool.
So here's this week's vintage video from History in Color. And this is Amsterdam, 1931. Here we go. How charming is that?
That is so great.
It's so great.
I love the hat stores and the
Yeah.
bakery where they're coming out with those perfect bakery boxes and putting them in the delivery cart. Come on.
And the music is by a composer named A.J. Carl, Karl.
Okay.
So look him up on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. He's got some really nice music. Also on Bandcamp.
Oh, nice.
So, but what was nice about that is there was one scene where there was a kid that kind of just looked and he was like, and he like kind of started smiling at the camera like
Yeah.
he was gonna mess it up. He was gonna photobomb, but I guess they didn't know about that yet in 1931. So
Yeah.
it was really nice. And I also loved the shot of the bakery. Those guys coming out with those bakery and they had the hats and they were
Yeah,
so
I said
proud.
that.
Oh,
That's what I said.
Oh, you said it already.
It's the first thing I said, which
know,
gave you the segue. I offered it right there, just like we talked about.
Oh, okay. Well, because the reason
Oh,
why
boy.
is because, I've been making my own bread. So when I saw
know.
this, and I've been making different types of bread. I've been making French baguettes that come out really good, and I'm making peasant bread that comes out really good, and the sticky dough bread, the no knead bread, in a cast iron pan. But I was never good at making sandwich bread, and I came up with an idea, and I just added more water, so it was not as thin as cake batter, but it was much thinner than bread dough. So you could almost pour it, but it was too wet to knead. And I got to tell you, it came out great. Look at this bread.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at this bread. It was fantastic. So it was a 2-to-1 ratio, 6 cups of flour, 3 cups of water. I would normally have used 2. And I also doubled the amount of yeast. Look at that rise. Look how beautiful that is. Man, oh man. The rise was perfect. The bread was perfect. And I served it with a mixed bean soup. It looks like split pea soup. It's not. Actually, less than 20% of the beans were split pea, but I guess the green color took over. But man, did that come out good. And I'm going to try this again. I'm going to experiment with that with the small loaves. I have these baking trays where you can make, the dinner rolls. You know what I mean? Because they're always too dry when I make them. Anyway, John McMurtry says, actually, that's Sherry says, great looking bread. It really is. Remember sandwich spread? They really don't have that in stores anymore so much. Who remembers potted meat? Did you ever see potted meat? Like you had Underwood deviled ham, and it was like spreadable ham. It was horrible, absolutely horrible. And there was nothing called potted meat. I bought it once when I was camping. I saw it in like Stewart's or something, and it was just a can of. It was. I won't even describe it. Basically, I opened up the can, and like the fajita, I didn't eat it. So,
sounds like Alpo or something.
it kind of is. All right, let's move on. A couple weeks ago, we played a video by the keyboard player from the band. Actually, it was over 2 months ago. The keyboard player from Jamiroquai. His name is Matt Johnson. And if you remember, I thought his name was Jamiroque. And you can.
I do.
He said Jamiroquai. Anyway, great keyboard player, great composer. You can check him out on Bandcamp. And you can check him out also, of course, on YouTube and Instagram. The reason why I'm saying this is because when we played that video, it got cut off. If you remember, the stream was interrupted. You guys didn't get to see the whole thing. This is by permission, and this is Goddess by Matt Johnson of Jamiroquai.
Thank you. Love you, sweetheart, wherever you are.
Is that great? That is fantastic. Check out Matt Johnson. Check him out on Facebook and check him out on, let's see, where is it? On YouTube. And check him out on Bandcamp. He's got a new album out called With the Music. Really nice person, too. I mean, this is a well-known guy. This guy's pretty famous. And then little me and little Claude, we sent him a message, and he got right back to us. And he was like, yeah, by all means, please share the music. So that's
great.
The great Matt Johnson. Thank you, Matt. So, oh my gosh, we're burning the clock. You know what it's time for? We're going to get right into this. It's time for Jazz True or False. Yes, Jazz True or False. We ask Claude the questions, and she answers them with help from the boys and girls at home. Jazz True or False. By the way, I blacked out some of this here because I had some wrong, because I went over my information, realized I had some misinformation.
Oh, I thought you had to redact something.
Yeah, well, I would have had to, but now everything is all good. So this week's topic is fretless bass. Where is it? Fretless bass. Yes, fretless bass.
This makes me miss Ralphie. Also, wasn't there was a fretless bass on Instagram Digest?
Yeah, that was like a 90 string.
8-string fretless bass.
Like 100 strings on it.
Okay,
let's get to the first question. Ooh, baby. Okay, here we go. The first fretless bass was introduced to the world in 1969 when Jaco Pastorius decided to try for a new sound by removing the frets with a pair of pliers and painting the grooves and filling them in with marine epoxy to create his trademark fretless sound. True or false?
So you're asking if it's true or false that he made his own fretless bass
and introduced the world to fretless bass.
But so wait.
The first fretless bass
was his.
Correct. True or false?
True?
Anyone else out there got any ideas? Come on now. Come on, boys and girls.
I don't know.
I'm sitting that one out. I don't even know what that is. Well, it's a good thing you're sitting it. It's not an easy question. Paula says false.
Okay.
Paula says false, and may I say, if you join me from the bottom of my heart, may I say, Paula! Okay, somebody said potted meat.
I'm gonna go with false too.
Well, I'm glad you did all by yourself. I didn't have to help you. The answer, yes, is false, but the right answer will surprise you. The first fretless bass was made by Bill Wyman. Let's see if I can get it.
No.
Of the Rolling Stones, who played a homemade fretless as early as 1961. The strings rattled.
Wow.
The strings rattled on his worn frets, so he pulled them out, planning on putting in new ones when he could afford them. It turns out he liked the sound and never put the frets back on. And he said he used it on every Stones album up to 1975.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bill Wyman.
Okay.
Well, according to Bill Wyman. So far you're 1 for 1. We got to move on this. The second one. Oh, you're going to love this question. I love questions like this. Go ahead. True or false. Paul Tutmark's Audiovox 736 bass, released to the market in 1936, is considered the first electric bass guitar. True or false?
1936 was the first electric bass guitar.
The first electric bass guitar. True or false? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I made a mistake here. Mistake. Because I didn't read the whole thing. See, this is the part that I blocked out. I blocked out some of this. Okay. The 736 bass, released in 1936, considered the first bass guitar, but some consider the first electronic bass instrument to be Benjamin Franklin's kite string. His notes on the experiment mention that the kite string emitted a low resonant hum, which he jokingly described as a bad cello solo. True or false?
False?
The question basically is, did Benjamin Franklin say that the kite string sounded like a bad cello solo?
Yeah. No, that's false. He did not say that.
And you know why it's false? Because I make up some good ones, and I made that one up. Because
that was also a lot of words, right?
Yeah.
Right? John McMurtry, too many words.
Well, let's see. Randy Hanley. Hey, Randy, nice to meet you, and welcome to that jazz show. Said true. I wish it was true. You know what? Let's just say it's true.
Paula said true also.
Well, Paula, she's right once, she's wrong once. She got a 50. She got a 500 average. In baseball, she'd be a superstar. Sounded true to me, Paula said. That's because I am a good liar. Okay, let's get to the last one. And everybody, welcome Randy Hanley. Welcome to That Jazz Show. It's good to
Randy.
see you. And thanks for commenting. Okay, the final question before we get to our last song. Oh, this is a good one. The Moog. The Moog synthesizer was used as a bass, often still is, but also lead and some wild sound effects through the history of pop music. But it is a little known fact that the Moog was used to modulate Jim Morrison's voice on the title track from the Doors' 1967 album, Strange Days. True or false?
I'm going to say, my gut says false.
People are strange. No, that's People Are Strange. Strange Days.
Yeah, that's People Are Strange.
Days are so strange. Actually, the song Strange Days was pretty bad. But anyway,
Yeah.
that was not a
and
single.
strange.
Yeah. So far, you're 2 for 2, Claude. And I'm
won't
not even
lie,
helping
I don't know the song really. So, but okay, true.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, true.
What? What'd you
Okay,
say?
false. Like I
See,
said at first.
I thought just, wait, what'd you think?
All right, I'm done.
What's
I said
your answer?
both things.
What's your answer?
I give you both answers. True.
What's your first?
It's true.
Go with your first answer. Always go with your first answer. Yes, of
It was
course,
false.
it's true. It's true. It's true.
All right,
Of course
fine.
it's true. It's true.
Jesus.
And check this out. The Doors' Strange Days, they used the Moog to modify Morrison's voice on the title track. It was a Moog modular, and what Jim Morrison did is as he sang each word, he hit the key. So he used
Nice.
kind of like an envelope generator and a filter, an early version of that. And they also use it on, there was something called Horse Latitudes, and I remember that. It featured modulated white noise to sound like wind. And for those of you who are familiar with the attitude, Horse Latitudes, it was just basically Morrison like reciting poetry and screaming with sound effects in the background. It was not very danceable. Anyway, that is this week's Jazz True or False. Claude, 3 for 3. 3 for 3. You really did say
That's how
true.
that goes.
Yeah. I think you did a great job. Everybody give
Thank
Claude
you.
a round of applause. Let's see. I went with true. LOL. Good for you. Excellent, Gwen. Hey, everybody did pretty good here. That's great. We got time for one more. Actually,
Yeah.
we are doing really good tonight. We might come in at under an hour if we share something by Curtis Mayfield. This is live. Superfly.
Darkest of night with the moon shining bright. There's a scent going strong, a lot of things going on. The man of the hour has an air of great power. The dudes have envied him for so long. Oh, Superfly, you're gonna make fortune back. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. Hard to understand, but a hell of a man. This cat of the slum had a mind, wasn't dumb. But a weakness was shown, cause his hustle was wrong. His mind was his own, but the man lived alone. Oh, Superfly, you're gonna make your fortune back. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. The game he plays for keeps. Hustling times in ghetto streets, trying to get over. That's what he's trying to do, y'all. Taking all that he can take, gambling with the odds of fate, trying to get over, trying to get over, trying to get over, trying to get over. Ooh, Superman. his role was to move a lot of blow. Ask him his dream, what does it mean? He wouldn't know. Can't be like the rest, it's the most he'll confess. But the time's running out and there's no happiness. Oh, Superfly, you're gonna make your fortune back. But if you lose, don't ask no questions why. The only game you know is do or die. Superfly, 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 Superfly. Trying to get over, 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 trying to get over.
Legendary Curtis Mayfield. Man, oh man,
So
I love that
good.
record. I love that guy. I love the acting that was up from the Midnight Special. There are a lot of Midnight Special videos out there now. So, do a little search on that. You have a lot of fun. Oh boy, we almost did it in an hour. We almost did it.
Almost.
So we're taking some time off. We're going to do, in 2 weeks, we're going to do a rerun. And 2 weeks after
Right.
that, we'll do a rerun. Then when we come back on the 27th of August, it'll be on a Tuesday. And then we'll move back to Wednesdays. We also got a live band coming in September. And hopefully we'll be able to do that a little more regularly. We got to get these numbers up. YouTube is like a new territory for us. So we're going, like I said, from 50,000 views a week to like a few hundred. But with your help.
Two. It's okay though.
With your help, we'll build it all up. Oh my gosh, Claude, how much fun did we have?
I mean, it's just what we do.
That's what we do. And we'll be back August 27th. That's a Tuesday. But you know what? Tonight was great.
Yeah, sure was.
The music was great. The chatter was great. We met some new friends. It was all great. You're great. I'm great.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, you are.
We're all great. When we get together on Wednesday nights, we all feel great because greatness is not measured by how fancy your life is, although actually your life is pretty fancy.
Not bad, right?
And it's not by how pretty your house is. I've been to your apartment. It's actually very nice, but we're not going to get into that. And it's not a matter of how expensive your shoes are. I've seen your shoes. They are very nice.
Yeah, but I don't spend a lot of money on shoes.
Oh, well, you got good taste. But anyway, greatness is measured not by those things. It's measured by how honest you are, how hard you try, and how you accept occasional defeat as a lesson learned, and how you accept victory with modesty. Because you don't have to brag. You don't have to brag because if you do things right, your friends are going to brag for you. I brag about you all the time. Right.
No.
Yeah, I do. I really do. Guess what Claudia's doing this week? You know why? Because you're great. And I'm great.
You're great.
And all of us are great. And together, we're even greater. Through the power of friendship, through the power of courtesy, through the power of decency, and through the power of these three wonderful words. What are those words, Claude?
Share something nice.
Share something nice. That's all you got to do. And we're making the world a better place, just a little better. And thank you for joining us and making a difference. Good night. Have a great summer. We'll show you a few reruns, and we will be back live on Tuesday, the 27th. Good night, everybody. And
Good night, everybody.
enjoy your summer. Bye.
Bye.